Om Shanti. So today I'd like to talk about the Emerald Path. The Emerald Path. The Emerald Path. The Emerald Path is fundamental to the Order of Melchizedek. And the Emerald Path has partly to do with John's vision of the revelation, of the Emerald Light, of the Emerald Tablet of the Living Word. And the throne is at the center of the revelation as the monad, which is at the center of all things. God says, I am in the center of the circle, which is everywhere, yet I have no circumference. He is the circle. He is the center of the circle. And from the throne, which is in the center of all things, come the events of the revelation, spilling forth in a great circle of visions, recorded in the visions of John, who has been given Christ's mind by Christ himself when he was up on the cross. Its Christ consciousness was sent to John by Christ. This is now your mother. This is now your son. And upon the throne, one was sitting, John tells us, this is God. And all is becoming from here, from the center of creation. And he was sitting like a jasper stone, and there was a rainbow above and around the throne, circling round about like the appearance of an emerald light, a dazzling emerald light. And jasper is best translated as a diamond. Of all physical matter, a diamond represents the colour of light the most. It is unbreakable, as a greenish gold tinged diamond. And we say, make your heart like a diamond and become entangled with God's heart. Its structure, that is, of the diamond, is the result of the transformation of coal. The transformation of coal is how a diamond is produced, and it's the secret of alchemy. With alchemy, al means from, and chemi is from Chem, the land of Chem, and in the Greek, Chem is called, in the Greek language, is called Egypt. So from the land of Chem, alchemy is born. The secret of alchemy. And the secret of alchemy is the transformation of the soul, known as the transfiguration. And this is an alchemical process, a transmuting and purifying putrid substance in the elements and particles of nature, purifying the conscious living substance from within molecular matter, from the darkened, obscure moisture of the watery state, the state of the deceased, into life, and into the sun state as the sun's light. The S-O-N is the S-U-N. Into the sun state as the sun's light, as a sun, as a small sun. And the watery state, the moisture state, and the sun state are agreed into one subsistent state, as with the human heart, in its dark, murky, putrid state, has a potential to be a polished diamond, the diamond heart of the soul. And to shine a light from the coal, from the dark basic instincts, from animal instincts, through the alchemical purification of its basic elements, into the perfected light, into the highest good, the diamond light, that links up with John's vision of he that sits on the throne, which is perfected light, perfected love, perfected realization, perfection itself emanating from the mind of perfect goodness of God. And this is the place beyond time, I mean, perfection exists beyond time. It's a place known as, literally it's known as the beyond. The beyond is beyond time, and it's a place of perfection. Obviously there are other names, titles and synonyms, but this perfect place, the beyond, is an actual place. It's an actual place, and it permeates its essence, its presence, its perfect presence, the presence of the living essence through time, and throughout the finite 3D physical time also. Time and time states fold in upon one another, like nano-thin glass of data, and they fold in upon one another. Like the flat surfaces of Chinese dolls, they embed and are translucent and move through each other. Time embeds itself in other times, like endless mirrors. And embedded within all time and space is the infinite brain, so that the infinite is hidden within the finite. Seek and find the truth hidden within. It is hidden within, like a Christ Mass present, like a Christmas present. Because the present is the gift of God. It's hidden in the now, emanating in a dazzling emerald light and wrapped in a gold ribbon known as Keter in Kabbalah, and sealed by and revealed by the alchemical transmutation process, which is a process of self-realization of self-illumination through the light of the sun, the light of the world. And this is the gnosis, the knowledge that you are an eternal soul and you are on an eternal quest, and hidden within and buried beneath the ways of your mind is the emerald tablet, buried and hidden beneath the 3D personality's brainwaves, as Christ shows us where the truth lies. And this is God's gift made for you and wrapped in 7 seals and waiting for you to discover the hidden treasure. The gold found in alchemical principles, not the fool's gold of the outer world. And he will wait until you find it, because outside of this time frame, there is no time. Outside of these endlessly enfolded time fragments, which are fractals that move through one another, there is an outside of that space, outside of the time space, and it's infinite. And here in this time, in this 3D time, it's only you who feels the weight, the pressure and the burden of time, because you're in time and you wear it, and it wears you. It wears you out. It wears you outside. Outside of here is infinite, outside of the bondage of time. But he, the Father, Mother, the Divine Parent, as we say man, when we talk about man this and man that, obviously we mean men, women, we mean children, we mean the whole of humanity. We talk about he, the Father, is the Father, Mother, is the Father and the Mother, side of the Godhead. And he waits patiently. And he waits patiently, because outside of our time there is no time. Only we feel the pressure and the suffering in time, because we're wrapped and trapped in the clutch, in the fist of time. We're being squeezed by time, and we want to free ourselves from such bondage. So we say, if you are not patient, you will surely become one. You will definitely become some kind of patient if you don't have the virtue of patience. So slowly and with great thought, with inner diligence, with great patient diligence and self-discipline, we polish and peel away the fake personality from the posturing of the fake world outside, and from our own posturing of our fake building world that we've designed within us to project to the outside, to be accepted and to fit in, but we don't work to be accepted and fit in, but we work at changing the state of things into a higher vibration through goodness and through the heart, through the diamond heart. And God will wait, and this is how much He loves you. When He sees you, He does not see you as you see yourself. He sees you as a babe still, because He sees from outside of time. You, seeing yourself in the mirror in time, you could look in any kind of state and believe that's who you are, but the you that was you at the beginning, the joy of life, the innocent child, that goodness is how God sees you. And He always sees you that way. He's the God of goodness, and He sees all the goodness that's in you, whether you can see it or whether you forget it or not. So it's important to know that. And this goodness is the reason for being. It is the meaning of life. Maybe you've forgotten this innocent child like you a long time ago, in this long ago state, but this is how He sees you. And He sees you like this now, and He will always see you like this, and this is how much He loves you, and this is why. So that innocent, perfect babe you once were, you all once were, and still are, is hidden in you, whatever you remember or not. Obviously you don't see yourself that way, but He sees through you. He sees through time, and you don't. So to Him you are the joy of the world. That little child that is you is still you, and you are held in the loving heart and arms of your divine parent forever, and He alone designed you, and He alone loves you beyond anything in this world and anything you could imagine. So whether your 3D brain understands that or believes that or not is completely irrelevant, because what you think is temporary. These are temporary thoughts you have, and they will change with new information and new realizations, and is ever growing and ever changing. That is what you think and how you think. And so you won't ever change the nature of eternal truths. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. Anything contrary to this is a bizarre and ridiculous hubris, a ludicrous insanity. Your thoughts won't create creation. I know the New Ages say different things. Well, good on them. But no, God is God and you are you. Do you think you're the sun in space? Do you think you can design universes and galaxies and atoms? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's a kind of a ludicrous hubris of men, the new internet age hubris of man, the internet man you might call him. They're trying to do good, and they are doing good, really. They are bringing people into awareness. But I just wanted to go to Job 38, where Job 38:4 says, "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundations? Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. On what were its footings set? While morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy? Who shut up the sea behind doors when it burst forth from the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and wrapped it in thick darkness? When I fixed limits for it and set its doors and bars in place? When I said enough, this is enough, for you may come no farther. Here is where your proud waves halt. Have you ever given orders to the morning, or shown the dawn its place, that it might take the earth by edges and shake the wicked out of it? The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment. The wicked are denied their light, and their upraised arm is broken. Hast thou entered into the springs of the sea, or hast thou walked in search of the depth? Have the gates of death been opened unto thee, or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Declare it, if thou knowest it all. Where is the way where light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? That thou shouldest take it to the bound thereof, that thou shouldest know the paths to the house thereof. Knowest thou it because thou wast then born, or because the number of thy days is great? Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow? Hast thou seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war? But what way is the light parted, which scattereth the east wind upon the earth? And who hath provided a watercourse for the overflow of waters, or a way for the lightning of thunder, to cause it to rain on the earth, where no man is, on the wilderness, where there is no man, to satisfy the desolate and waste ground, and to cause the bud of the tender herb to spring forth? Hath the rain a father, or hath begotten the drops of dew? Out of whose womb came the ice, and the hoary frost of heaven, who hath gendered it? The waters are hid as with a stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of the Pleiades, or loosen the bands of Orion? Canst thou bring Mazzaroth in his season? Or canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons? Knowest thou the ordinances of heaven? Canst thou set the dominion thereof in the earth? Canst thou lift up thy voice to the clouds, that abundance of waters may cover thee? Canst thou send lightning, that they may go and say, Here we are? Who hath put wisdom in the inner parts? Or who hath given understanding to the heart? Who can number the clouds in wisdom, or who can stay the battle of heaven? In Revelation, in God's judgment, he instructs his angels not to harm the green of the earth, the emerald green earth, the green grass, the green seas, the green trees, those sealed and marked by God on their foreheads, the earth and the good of the earth, the emerald light emanating from the pineal gland, is God's seal. The green emerald light emanating from the pineal gland is God's mark on the forehead. It is unseen by men, but clear and distinctly seen and loved by God and his angels. What angels? Well, those same angels that appeared as men to Lot and rescued him before they destroyed completely Sodom and Gomorrah. Those angels. And those angels are God's angels. And the angel Michael, that slayed 185,000 Assyrian troops with a wave of his hand, that angel. So, the good of the earth, the innocent parts of the earth that are good, are saved for the good. For how can a thing be for and of the good if it is not good? The original nature, the origin and the original nature is the colour of the heart, the green, the heart chakra, the emerald light. And what is good by God's standards, not men's standards or any other standards. They're God's standards. The good heart cannot lie, the brain can. And the secret is the emerald heart. You see, it doesn't matter what your opinion is. It is God's mind that rules all things, not yours, nor 8 billion of you. How many brains, synapses, cells and atoms is that in 8 billion people? Well, the shock is it doesn't matter. He makes the spirit only. He alone makes the matter forever, and not you. Not you New Age internet people, though I know you're doing your best, and it is working and helping to bring the world into a state of realisation. But you haven't been there. All right, so you see, you stand beneath the sun, directly beneath the sun, the S-O-N, S-U-N, and cast no shadow. If you move in any direction from the sun, shadow will be cast in an equal proportion to the movement away from the light of the sun. It is the sun's light that you stand beneath, and you are really immersed and eclipsed by it. You are immersed in the sun. As the zodiacs and their ages and stages are immersed and seated in the sun, each in their time, each in their season, as it is with all the creatures on this nursemaid's beautiful face. The earth is a nursemaid. Everything in the earth's been born from the earth, and she carries all in her belly, from a bug to a dog to a man. You are not the Son. Do you think you're the Son? You're not the Son. You do have the potential to be eternally bathed in the light of the sun. You cannot but sing praise to the glory of light that is now immersed and emanating from you. It is the essence of joy. But you are not the sun, nor the Son of God. You are shining in front of and beneath of it, but you are not above nor equal to the eternal being out of whose mind all creation poured forth. Oh, I'm sorry, was that you? I don't think so. So this New Age internet doctrine, yes, rubbish, but you really, don't be deluded to think that you can activate some cells or some fluid in us like the plastic human form sometime in all history, in all aspects, with all the manifested beings in all their aspects through all dimensions forever, that you think you can become God because you learned it on the internet. Well, they say beware of false prophecies, and if it seems hard to grasp because it seems absurd, it usually is. But these minds are, albeit good minds, they mean good and are helping the world to wake up, but they haven't been up to the place which changes everything. It will change intellectual thought through epiphany, and you can see these smart people, and they are smart, and they put together researched information very well. But it's not the educated intellectual minds that work it out, because it's this unworked out state of mind. It's not born from the thinking mind. It is wisdom, not information formed. The transcendental mind is linked to the Akashic records. It's linked to the Akashic records. It is wisdom given us by God, not man's books, but from his book of life. It is a sort of download into us, you might say. So it can't be learned, not by the smartest men alive. It is forbidden to all. It's his wisdom. He is the God of wisdom, of all knowledge in completeness. And here in Paul's 1 Corinthians 6, quote, "Howbeit that we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which God ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they have known, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searches all things, yea, the deep things of God. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of a man which is within him? Even so, the Spirit of God knoweth no man but the Spirit of God. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of God, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of God." 1 Corinthians 6:13 says, "Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned." End of quote. Just to say, not intellectually discernible in the minds of natural men. Spiritual revelations don't come out of the intellectual mind of the researchers, though they do a good job and they are trying to help, yes. But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged by no man. For who hath known the mind of God, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ. So neither can man plant anything nor water it, for it is God who plants and waters. Man is not able, but only the elect of God, appointed by him, carry within them the ambrosian waters of immortality. 1 Corinthians 3:16 says, Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy, for the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seem to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, God knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore, let no man glory in men, for all things are yours, that is, God's. That's my input. And he says, yours, God's. And ye are Christ's, and Christ is God's. End of quote. So, those realised and anointed are marked, the elect of God, by God's finger in the centre of the forehead. There is God's fingerprint. He himself marked it out. It is a laser beam emerald light glowing gloriously in the pineal gland, the green pine cone, the Christmas tree. This is the gift for the children of light. You have to achieve it. It's only for the children of light. You have to work at it. And to quote the Emerald Tablet, He who would travel the path of the Master, free must he be from the bondage of night. Conquer must he the formless and the shapeless. Conquer must he the phantom of fear. Knowing must he gain of all the secrets. Travel the pathway that leads through the darkness, yet ever before him keep the light of his goal. Obstacles great he shall meet on the pathway, yet press on to the light of the sun. Only by knowing can ye conquer. Only by knowing can ye have light. Wisdom is power. Obtain and ye shall have power over all. Light unto thee, life unto thee, sun may ye be on the cycles above. Lift up thine eyes to the light of the cosmos. Keep them ever thy face to the goal. Only by gaining the light of all wisdom art thou one with the infinite goal. Seek ye ever the oneness eternal. Seek ye ever the light of the goal. And this is the foundation, the emerald path of the Order of Melchizedek, who is our High Priest and our God of goodness and rightness. This is the eternal priesthood of the Alpha and Omega. I hope this was helpful. Om Shanti.